Hey everybody, April with Fairway Independent Mortgage, and this is your March market updates. So I like to always start off with a quote, as you guys know, and this one is, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. And let's get real, guys, it's getting crazy already. So something I kind of like to reiterate every single market update for those that have not maybe seen a previous one is that rates in the market have always been based and followed the 10-year treasury. Throughout the years, you can see this goes all the way back to 1972. There's always been an average spread of a 1.72 from the treasury to what current interest rates are for mortgages. But where we have been over the last year, probably going on a year and a half now, is we've had a spread of 2.7. So it's been almost a % difference more, which is why rates have been so much higher than what most people originally predicted, which hopefully that'll be coming down soon. For all my lovely agents though, we all know inventory is probably more of the problem these days than even where the market is at. People have finally become acclimated to the rates being up in the 6s, but now you've got to fight tooth and nail to get that one property that 20 people are trying to get. I thought this was an interesting statistic. So we're all talking about how more homes are becoming available for sale. Obviously, we're about to hit the spring market, which is great. But we are 47.4% lower for the amount of equity that, or not the amount of equity, we are 47.4% lower of the amount of inventory that we have since before COVID land. So you can tell from 22 to 23, we increased from 344,000 available homes for sale up to the 577, which is great. You know, we're expecting to almost not quite double, but still drastically lower than previous. Just to put a few numbers on that, this is what your top banks are considering of how many millions of homes we are short, you guys. So it's one thing to think we're 47% down. It's another thing to think that we are 5 million homes short, 2 million homes. It's a lot of homes. New construction needs to get going. So how many of you have been hearing, oh, you know what? I know I hear it. April, I'll just go ahead and wait till the market shifts. You know, I'll wait till those rates drop, or I'll wait till more houses become available. Maybe I'll rent. Wrong answer. And this is why it's a wrong answer. Rent has been increasing just as much as the purchase price of homes have been. You know, this is a chart of what rent has increased from 1988. Wouldn't it be great if you could rent a place for $350? You can't even get a car payment for $350 right now. Up to current time, which we are looking, as this shows, $1,350. And I know a lot of you guys, like my East Coasters, even here in the Midwest, finding rent for $1,350 is practically impossible for a one bedroom. We are easily starting to look at $1,500, $1,700, and it's going to only get worse. Here's kind of the forecast of what appreciation is going to be over the next couple, years. So as we've always talked about, owning a home is the greatest way you can create wealth versus renting. And this is just proof that it's going to be going on a consistent basis every single year. To the point in dollars of, if you buy a home now, in 5 years, it should be worth about $54,000 of equity built or wealth, or even more. I mean, if you would have bought a house 5 years ago previously, you would have made probably 250 grand. Might be a slight exaggeration, but at least 100 to 150 right now for what homes are selling for. So here's a slide that I have in here. I just want to let you guys know you can reach out, or there'll be links below in the bio. The spring buyer and seller guides are out and available. They are fantastic resources that you can give to your clients on either side of the transaction. So if you have any questions about that, want me to email you a copy of it, let me know, but check the link. So now we're talking about new home sales. One thing that I like about this is I like to talk about the different ranges of the purchase prices that we have. Obviously, you guys are in the streets, you're seeing it all the time, but first-time home buying loans are not at 200 grand. I mean, look at this, 32% of the homes sold right now are ranging between $300,000 and $400,000. And those, my folks, are the first-time home buying loans. So it is important to make sure that they are fully pre-approved. Hopefully they're talking to me, right? But that I've given them options of how they can fit within their budget and still have the options or the availability to purchase in a range that they're going to need to purchase in. So looking back at history, here's kind of your chart of where the sales have been for 2021, 22, and now we're entering into 23. As you can see, the light gray, we all know 21 was banging, right? Tons of transactions that were going on. People were coming off of COVID, so nothing kind of happened the year before that. But due to inventory, 22 was lower. And now that we're starting off with January numbers, 23 is even lower, just simply because of inventory. Here's always a good, this is the one that I kind of laughed at. If you look at this slide, look at how 2020 was as far as dipping down, because nobody was allowed to leave their home. But we've creeped back down. We're still below historic lows. Hopefully in the next couple of years, we'll be able to finally get back up to a healthy level of having the inventory. But they're saying probably not for another couple years. So those individuals that wanted to hold off need to jump. It's not going to change this year, next year, 2025, maybe not even until 2026. So everybody needs to get paid by making money on the appreciation of their homes. This is to show you that no matter where you guys are located, everyone is hurting. Okay, there is low inventory no matter what part of the country you're in. So we're all in the same boat. But a lot of people have talked to me about this in the relation of, well, hopefully some homes start going to foreclosure. You know, we've discussed it many times before in the previous months about how it's not going to be another bubble. And as much as I personally would love that there would be some foreclosures and things like that, it's low and stable, guys. So don't expect there to be huge spikes. For those of you that work with a lot of investors, they really need to try to find properties that are just off the MLS, wholesaling them. That's where they need to go for their inventory. Here is a slide that shows where the change in the appreciation levels have been. I want to show this now because I have a feeling that when we're discussing this market update in a couple months, it's going to look like a roller coaster where all of last year, there's crazy appreciation. Home values were going super high. We all know last spring, it was $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 above list. You roll into the fall, you roll into the holiday season, and it all kind of went back to normal levels. Once again, don't listen to the news because the news was like, oh, appreciation, home prices are falling, blah, blah, blah. It was simply because they were just getting back down to that normal 3 to 5% appreciation level on a month-to-month basis. Having said that, though, this is only through December. Okay, I can tell you guys, literally yesterday, I was having a client that had an offer on a home that had 50 offers. I have another one today that is competing against 10 offers, and the home has only been on the market for 24 hours. So second and third quarter, I think it's going to get crazy again, where things are going to go above list. You know, people are going to be fighting, and we're going to kind of go back up to the appreciation top of the roller coaster again. And then, you know, come end of the year, it may kind of dip back down. Even though I say that, Lord knows there's people that are far smarter than I am. But this is the forecast of that. It's currently at 5.5%. It's supposed to stabilize at 3.1%. But I can tell you that every month they've been talking about the forecast being right around 3%, and we still have not gotten that low yet. Here is the grid of the country. This is where basically it's just another slide to prove that everywhere in the country we are down in the inventory that we need. Average is 6.1% that we're down. Those you can see that are in, once again, a couple of my main states are always like New York, California, Midwest. We're all coming pretty close to 10% down in the inventory levels. So that shows that we've got 2.9 months worth of inventory. Healthy market is having 6+ months. So we're about half of that. And the last and ultimate question that you guys always ask me is, where are the rates going, right? As I mentioned previously, they have definitely stabilized in that 6% range, which is perfect. Last month, I'd say they probably range between the mid to upper sixes, depending on what reports were out and where we were at. But the good news is that they're still forecasting and predicting that the rate should dip down a little bit. Okay. I personally like to look at Fannie Mae, the most out of anything, where they feel that third quarter to fourth quarter, they should officially dip down and maybe stay stabilizing in the lower sixes. There's been talks about how they might even get down into the fives by the end of the year, like the upper fives, but this has been pretty consistent of it staying in the 6% range, no matter what, for 2023. Ultimately, though, to end on a positive, is we're going in the right direction, guys. Rates have stopped going up crazy. We are finally on the decline. So everybody ride and enjoy the decline of what is still phenomenal rates, considering the average over the last 30, 40 years is 77%. So the fact that we're in the sixes, people should be excited about that. So that's kind of a gist, you guys. That's all I got for today. If you have any questions, by all means, you always know to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Feel free to ask me for any of these slides if you'd like to share them with your clients. And I would say the last thing I finish up is that I am having an event on April 19th. It will be here in Minnesota, obviously. It is going to be on the reverse product. So for those baby boomers that are 62 years and older that are interested in learning about an extra product that can help supply them income, maybe some fun cash to travel and enjoy the last section of their life, or sadly for those individuals that maybe are just on a really tight fixed budget and need to figure out ways to provide income on a monthly basis, or money to fix up their house. So adult children with elderly parents, individuals that are 62 and older, or even people that are in their 50s that are maybe interested in learning about this product and how it is a fantastic tool to use in retirement. I would love to see them. April 19th, we'll put the link down there below as well. It will be from 5 to 6, I believe it is, or 6 to 7, you have to check. And I hope to see you all there. So have a great rest of March. We're rolling into my month next month, and I'll talk to you in a few weeks.